Guys, Barbell Apparel just sold out of their all-new Athletic Fit 2.0 jeans, and they did it in 24 hours. But they're about to drop a restock on May 1st. It's hard to explain just how comfortable these jeans are. You may run in them, throw a high kick, you can do whatever else you would do to stay active throughout the entire day. They are so comfortable, you won't want to take them off. Barbell Apparel tests their clothing on elite athletes, Tier 1 military operators, and hundreds of customers just like you. That's why they back up their clothing with a no questions asked 365-day guarantee. The all-new 2.0 jeans represent over 10 years of research to make them better than ever. So if you want to get a pair before they run out or to join the wait list, just text Barbell to number 48281. Oh, guys, Luke Rockhold is pissed. Are you guys watching this Rockhold Perry back and forth? Because this is the unexpected treat of the week for MMA. There, could you turn that down just a little bit? I got my son with me playing a little bit of hooky, playing on a new computer over here. Now look, Rockhold is doing a couple of things, okay? And I just want to start at the beginning because I'm able to observe and enjoy Luke on a level that many can't. I mean, in all fairness, the sport is more fun when Luke is around. The sport is better when Luke's around. The card is better when Luke's on it. The press conference is more entertaining when Luke's at it. And I see these haters, like Luke's apparently a really handsome guy, and there's like something about that drives other guys crazy, but it also drives girls crazy. I mean, I really don't fully understand it, but Luke is doing something now. Okay, he's been doing this for the last month. He's got a coat gimmick. And I'm not positive it's on purpose. I think maybe he went shopping and just has a whole bunch of new coats. I don't know, but every time he shows up somewhere, he's got some new badass coat on. He showed up to the press conference for Bare Knuckle in Las Vegas that I got to be part of, wearing some badass jacket. Like, Conor McGregor wouldn't wear a jacket like this. Now I just saw Luke today. No context Ariel, one of the great Twitter feeds out there. No context Ariel might even be called Helwani, but he sends this out. It's a side-by-side. It's Luke on top with Perry on bottom, which from a production standpoint, I prefer fivefold to a side-by-side, which is traditional. You generally do a side-by-side. They did them stacked, Brady Bunch style. Luke comes in and he's in the puffy jacket. Do you remember the Seinfeld when Costanza had the huge Gore-Tex jacket, but it was waterproof, and then he like turns around in a liquor store, he just takes out a whole shelf, hundreds of dollars. Luke showed up wearing one of these. as simple as that might be, I appreciated it. I'm like, wait a minute. This is the second time opposite Perry. Killer jacket. It's simple. Most guys, they go sunglasses. Guy once upon a time was showing up with bow ties. I've seen the headband, and so have you. I've never seen the ridiculous coat gimmick. And quite frankly, he looks really cool at him. And I'm not trying to be funny at all. So, Luke would be a big brother type to Perry for multiple reasons. First off, he's older. But second off, he's bigger. Third, he's more experienced. And fourth, he's a former world champion who someday, for sure, will go into the Hall of Fame. If Scott Coker decides to go into a Hall of Fame for his brands, Luke could be the first guy ever to go into 2 Hall of Fames, okay? So because of those reasons, and because of Perry being the younger, less experienced, Luke will be the big brother in the room. And when Perry did not treat him that way, Perry treated him like he wasn't aware of any of Luke's accolades. And Perry treated him like an opponent he's getting ready to fight, as opposed to a mentor within the sport. It pissed Luke off. Period. I have never seen Luke curse as much in press conferences and build-up leading into a fight as Luke has cursed when he's on screen or on stage with Perry. And Perry is good. I mean, right? Like, there's some guys that have the it factor. There's some guys that are entertaining. Luke had one of the hot moments in MMA history against Paulo Costa, right? Luke is absolutely exhausted. There has never been a fighter that I've ever witnessed as tired as Luke was in a fight who didn't quit. I haven't seen it. If you get to the point of exhaustion where Luke's at, like the guys in the back, not only will they not tease you, they'd feel bad. They would fully understand what happened because we've all been there, whether it was on practice, some kind of a training session, or heavens forbid, live. But we all understand when you reach that level of fatigue, and for whatever reason you got there, it's rare. It happens maybe once a year, maybe three, four, 5 times in an entire career. It's vulnerable and it's terrible, and the guys, they wouldn't have even teased Luke for stopping. They fully understand. You cannot continue because you can't do the golden rule, which is protect yourself. You just simply can't do that. You must, for safety purposes, you've got to call it. Luke fought all 15 minutes. And at one point, he has a high point where he gets on top of Paulo Costa. So when Luke is on top of Paulo, he is well aware of what's happening. He's well aware that this fight is already lost. He's well aware that time is eventually going to run out. He's not going to get his hand raised. Oh, and by the way, he's bleeding profusely from both nostrils. You guys remember this. So Luke, while now on top of Paulo and completely exhausted, used whatever energy he had left to wipe his blood, to blow his blood and smear it in all over Paulo Costa. It was so gross. And it was awesome. It was like a special moment. Daniel Cormier, John Anik, and Joe Rogan cage side, and they've seen everything, right? I mean, that's what you do when you're the lead announce team, the Ultimate Fighting Championship. They've seen everything. They never saw that. And they lost their mind. I mean, most professional sports commentator out there, the biggest expert out there, and a former competitor. And they had never seen anything like it, and they love it. I'm just sharing this for you because it really was a cool moment. Well, to everybody except for Perry, Perry has spun it. Perry took that great, iconic moment. He then picked his nose and wiped it on Luke. He then brought both of those stories together. He married these stories together for the audience and informed Luke he is now Mr. Booger. So Perry took one of the glorious moments. I mean, I'm telling you, it's this incredible, iconic. It will be cut and put on highlight reels. If anyone else ends up in that position, even on the amateur level, like guys will try to copy that. They will steal that move and try to copy it. It's the first time in roughly a decade that we've learned anything new. I mean, I got to go all the way back to 2006 when Chris Lieben started foot stomping when he had a guy up against the cage. We're all at home going, oh my God, I've never seen that. And then foot stomps became a thing. That's what an amazing moment was when Luke did this. So when Perry turns out and calls him Mr. Booger, right? It's one of these things where Luke's looking at it going, hey, first off, I'm bigger than you. Second off, I'm better than you. Third off, I'm a lot more accomplished than you. Don't you dare. Okay. But Perry is made for these games, okay? You're in Perry's wheelhouse. Perry is a rough guy with an incredible personality, and he's got charisma. Perry can say and do things, and they become charming. They just do. He's one of those guys. Okay. So Luke got so mad, and Luke told Perry, I'm going to kick you right in the head. I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to kick you in the head. Well, that's, of course, against the rules. They're doing bare knuckle boxing. So Perry seized on that and used that opportunity to then laugh at Luke, which, of course, Luke caught what he had done wrong and why he was laughed at, and it just pissed him off even more. So, I mean, you've got this angry Luke Rockhold, who, by the way, hasn't done his weight cut yet. Okay? That's actually incoming, which is only going to upset him even more. And so many people will tell you can't fight with emotion. Well, that's a tipping point to an extent. But emotion, of course, is very helpful. People tell you it shouldn't be personal. It is personal. It's very personal. Mike Perry versus Luke Rockhold is truly the unexpected combat event that turned out to be a very, very yummy treat.